Hi guys, in this video I think I finally found a good alternative to the Aputure 300D Mark II, and it's from ZHIYUN. This is the Molus B300, which is a bicolor light. What this thing can do and if it really beats the Aputure, you're gonna find out in this video. Coming up. Hi guys, my name is Paul. I'm a German-based cinematographer and this channel is all about filmmaking, gear reviews, but also DaVinci Resolve tutorials. So if that's something that you're interested in, consider subscribe. That really helps the channel. Thank you. So in this video, we are talking about the ZHIYUN Molus 300B. Is a bicolor light, and all you see here is actually what it comes with. So it's just the light itself, the reflector dish and a power cable. There is no case included. There's like a cardboard case, but which I personally wouldn't use. And overall, this makes it really lightweight, I would say. The light fixture itself is made out of plastic, but for my taste, I have used it for the last couple of months now, and it didn't let me down once. And if we also put it now on C-stand here, we just have here something to make it fix, and then we have the yoke, and this is probably the biggest pain point of all the let's say budget lights. But this thing here also with a bigger mount here and something like that, or softbox, it works perfectly fine, and the friction here is also very good. Also, this one has a Bowens mount. We have these two knobs here where we can adjust color temperature and light intensity. We have a USB-C port for making like an update, and all we just need now is just power cable and then just plug it into the wall and we are ready to go. This is also for the setup time definitely very short in conjunction or in comparison to the Aputure 300D. And we also have a little hook or an adjustment fixture point here for an umbrella, which is also pretty cool. So here you see directly side by side the ZHIYUN Molus B300 against the Aputure 300D. And first of all, let's talk about the setup real quick, because here, as I've said, we have the fixture itself and it's just a power cable. It's just a matter of minutes to make this thing all running. On the other side, on the Aputure here, we have also this control unit down here, which is also added weight, but this also has a benefit, because if you have to adjust the light and you want to place it up high, for example, then you maybe have a hard time to control the light because it's out of reach. And here you don't have this issue, because if you place it that high, you always have your control unit here, so that makes it really easy. On the other hand, we also have an app to fully control it, which is pretty cool, but we also have that on the Aputure. This is maybe always the downside if you have a bicolor light, that it has, in comparison to a similar light loss, because this is daylight only and this is bicolor, and usually the daylight only fixture is much brighter at the same output. So I tested that at 25%, 50%, 75% and 100%, and in all the tests I kept the exposure similar to have a fair result. I was always seeing that the Aputure is a tiny bit brighter. So to summarize, the light output, there is a difference, but it's a slight difference, and I expected that the difference would be even bigger. And also the light quality, the light output here, or the light quality, there's no color cast, the light looks really nice, also as the Aputure, so also I didn't see an issue there. Where I saw an issue, or where I heard an issue, was of the loudness of the fan. So therefore I tested that with the microphone at the same position, and you can hear it right now. To be fair, this only comes, or this really gets loud when you're above 90%. Everything below is just really quiet. And I also read online that there's an update available which makes this feature, or which improves it, but I haven't tested that, to be honest, so therefore I can't tell you anything about it. But if it's an update and would improve it, then that can always be better. Granted, you never put a microphone directly at the fan. For example, if you're shooting an interview, you have the microphone somewhere else and it wouldn't pick up the noise as hard as this one. So for example, in reality, I think it won't be an issue. What are the use cases for a bicolor light specifically? So we used it a bunch. For example, lately I used it as a fake sunlight in the POV helmet shot that we used it. So that was really great. And also we have a client that we shoot always interviews for, and there we are always indoor in stores or big factories and something like that, and there we cannot control the light because we have just a small amount of time that we are there, and then we have adjust to the lighting that is already there. And mostly that is around 3500 to 4000 Kelvin is the ceiling light that is already there. And then I just want to make sure that my subject is as bright as I want to have it. So I just place the ZHIYUN 300 and then I matched it to the color temperature of the environment and done. With this one I would have a hard time because there I would have mixed lighting created by myself because this one is daylight and the ceiling light is like 4000 Kelvin. So therefore, this is a great option. Lastly, I want to talk about the durability, and I always keep recommending the Aputure 300D because this one is all metal and I use this light constantly since 2019 and I never had any issue with it. I used it on so many jobs, so many projects. This light has seen it all basically, and it keeps it running. And also here, the yoke, everything just works perfectly fine. I cannot say the same for this one, but what I've directly seen, because I'm using it now day in and day out for the last 3 months, that I didn't see any difference here in the yoke, whereas on the small rig 120B, after I think a month or 2 months, the yoke was already like a little bit shaky. So overall, the build quality here is pretty good and pretty solid. But you have to get a case, obviously. But then also the price difference is the Aputure 300D worth double the price as the ZHIYUN. So that's something that only the experience will show to us. I personally would say staying in the Aputure route is a good example, but if you're looking for the best budget light, I highly recommend the ZHIYUN MOLUS B300 rather than all the small rig lights that I tested for sure. And if you have any further questions, you know the game, just drop them down in the comments below and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers!